the attraction to London, I think, is the sense of opportunity and adventure and the unknown. And I think people tolerate a lot more hardship for the promise of something interesting.
Yeah.
And that something interesting that could happen, or an interesting job, and like the potential to have a job that is totally unique.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're in a smallish city, small town, you see opportunities. God, there's so much. The opportunities are dictated by traditional or older businesses.
Isn't that, aren't we losing something? Because if we could
keep that here,
spread London out across the UK, that's kind of what the Northern Powerhouse approach is talking about. Is you want more of what's going on in London, going on in Leeds, Manchester, Liverpool, at least.
But I think you needed an excess of a surplus of capital that was willing to be risked or could be risked on ventures like that. And maybe there isn't here. So like with the investment and opportunities there, it just meant more people were taking risks, and some of them failed. I mean,
government should potentially step in. Because the way I see it is like, if you're spending 1.5 million on a house rather than investing in potential business that would then grow the economy in another area. Because like, if someone has 1.5 million and they buy a house in London, they could buy a £500,000 house and invest £1 million in a new venture.
Start their own business.
Start their own business in the north that then improves the whole GDP. And
it's just where the party is, isn't it? Like it's
but it's there because no one's moved it somewhere else. And you can't say Liverpool or Manchester aren't like party cities. They have got. I know it's not the same as.
I mean party in terms of it's where the action is happening business wise in terms of, but just because there's such a set.
Is it like with technology? And I just wonder, like, are we missing out on something because we don't take advantage of spreading out the.
Oh, definitely. I think we are. Yeah. But in terms of there's a difference between trying to explain it and trying to justify it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not justifying that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to explain it from the point of view of like the kind of that Milo, what was happening there. But I definitely think it's something that people should feel confident about staying here and doing something themselves rather than seeking external validation or another set of people to sort of like enable you. But I think when you have that sense of adventure when you're younger,
I'm not necessarily talking about like staying. What about people who live in London who go to Manchester and start a business? Because actually, if you came to Manchester, you could probably your expenses would be cheaper, so you'd be making more money. You could invest more back into your business. Plus, your staff would be cheaper because they don't need the extra to have the same standard of living.
That's a good point.
Because you'd expect, I assume, I've never run a business in London, but I'd have to pay staff more in London than I would here.
More at least.
Same as like at the moment, I think I read something yesterday where Amsterdam's taken off as a tech centre because of Brexit. There's loads of tech businesses moving to Amsterdam, but now there's such a shortage of labour in Amsterdam. The salaries are have increased because the supply of tech people is exhausted. So obviously they've still got freedom of movement, so they can all move to Amsterdam and from across Europe and work there. Whereas everyone wouldn't want to be moving to London because they're not invited.
Maybe that'll trigger something then, who knows? But
so maybe the alternative is to move around the country and start training people in different areas, or even just making that budget stretch further. If you've got a business in London, can you open in Liverpool, Manchester, and afford to put 10 grand in towards training someone that you're not putting into the salary of someone who's at a set level? Is that something where you can? There's a potential gain there for people. I
don't know.
It seems like wasted money, doesn't it? It seems like.
But how do people see an opportunity? They see an opportunity because they see people in London who could be potential clients. Or are they working in a particular business?
It just seems like a self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it? It's like if someone moved out and could still sell to across the UK.
I bet someone will use it as their unique selling point for their business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we were talking about the other point about truth in marketing, it's like, well, the reality is it is cheaper. The people are just as good. There's just as much opportunity to be had here.
I have actually seen that, so one of our clients, they actually market themselves as being
Northern Powerhouse.
Well, not Northern Powerhouse, but actually be able to have quality design, but not at London prices.
Right. Yeah.
So they go down to London for the day, sell all the stuff, but then go, but because we're doing it up here, we can do it cheaper for you, but we're offering you the same service as you can get there. Which is obvious, really, isn't it? There's no real advantage nowadays to being geographically located there, but
you can
people still say,
and just say,
you could be in London. Well, you can outsource to wherever, can't you? But I mean, there just seems to be something where we've not reached a tipping point yet, but prices are going up and up and up in London. But people don't seem to be looking elsewhere to go and invest, which seems like it seems ridiculous, doesn't it? Because you've still got the universities aren't even in London, are they? They're in Oxford and Cambridge, and you do get centres around Oxford and Cambridge. But Liverpool University, Red Brick, Manchester University, Red Brick, there's Leeds University, I think it's Red Brick, isn't it? Or certainly one of those. There's quality universities around the country that are producing graduates, but then they all immediately leave and go to London, and then end up having to have higher salaries to fund the same lifestyle. There's just, for the money, the productivity's not there, and we have this productivity issue in the UK that we don't get enough productivity out of our investment. Surely moving across the country where we get more for our money and balancing out the economy is a good thing.
No, I totally agree.
There we go. Starting a revolution. Well, we're sticking.
I came from London. I'm here, so there you go. It's working.
You came back though, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it wasn't to work here, but we can some fudge it.
But do you know what I mean? We've stayed in the northwest. I just think you've got a finite budget, haven't you? You've got the money to invest in whatever you want to invest in. It goes further in the north. Why not have your business in the north?
Do it.
Save the environment by not commuting so far. Have a cheaper house. And then work with us.
And have the best football team in the world. Locally, so that's
unbeaten.
Yeah, exactly. So what else could you want?
It was close last night, but it's still
they're teasing us.
So I think people should leave their comments below about what do they think about the benefits of working in the city as opposed to more distributed working, but also the idea of these big centres. So whether it is New York, Paris, London, attracting all the wealth, actually can we increase productivity by and reduce inequality geographically, by just investing in other areas. It just seems like a no-brainer, especially in the world now that we're in, where we can communicate with everywhere. Tech-wise, you don't need to be in a specific location. I could be on a beach in Spain or wherever. I could be on a boat in Greece, and I could still, communicate with everyone.
I did a project.
Do my work. Everything that I can do in this, in this office or wherever, we could be anywhere, couldn't we?
Right, that's probably a lot of the businesses in London as well, the new startups. I'll be the same. A friend of mine did just started his business, and I think he's struggling with clients, and I think he's just looking in London. I'm going to ask him about it. How far he's going. He's like, so that'd be interesting.
So anyway, drop in the comments below about what you think about anything we discussed in today's episode, and we'll join in the conversation down there.
And if you want to see more about how we do and reasons for coming up to our powerhouse, then look at swiftcase.co.uk and on all social media channels, usual ones, at SwiftCase UK.
Okay, great. And if you want to listen to more content like this, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell notification to get reminders of when we drop new content, which is every Monday and Friday across YouTube and other Spotify, everything. Anywhere where you can get podcasts, you can find us. And if you can't, let us know and we'll make sure that it's there. All right, thanks for listening to SwiftCase Productivity Podcast, and see you next time.